Good morning, students. My name is Neetu. I'm Assistant Professor of Food Tech Department. Today, I'm going to discuss about the food spoilage. It's a part one video. Here, I'm going to discuss about the causes of food spoilages and some food product storage life. Okay, what is the food spoilage? Food spoilage mean unsuitable for a human consumption. Maybe the deterioration or defect is an unsuitable for human consumption. The food production occurs at a specific areas and at a certain period of an year due to variation in weather and condition. Everyone know that in areas, different areas are getting different weather conditions and the different season, different types of fruits are available in market. And food there for has to be collected and stored for use during period of low production or no food productions because some of the fruit items we can available at any off season, so that food items we stored, okay, for available in our off seasons. And however, the storage is complicated by the fact that the food begin to deteriorate shortly after harvest and gather or slaughter. We know that some of the food items are very complicated to storage because having any very short shelf life, so it is a complicating process, the storage of the food items. And food spoilage is defined as damaged or injury to food rendering it unsuitable for human consumptions. Food must be considered spoiled if it is contaminated with pathogenic microorganisms or various poisonous agents such as pesticides and heavy metals, and some other factors also may be caused to food spoilage, and it is unsuitable for human consumption. Okay, in this slide, you can see that the storage life of some foods. The raw beef and mutton is 1 to 2 days at 21 degrees Celsius, and the raw fish 1 to 2 days at 21 degrees Celsius, and the raw poultry is 1 to 2 days, and the dried salt and smoked meat and fish having any 360 days, around 1 year. Because it isn't dry salted or smoked, it's a preservative. Some of the preservative here, the salt is added or the smoking agent to preserve the food. That's why the storage life of this type of food products are 360 days or 1 year. And the fresh fruit is 1 to 7 days, and the dried fruits also 360 days. And leafy vegetable is 1 to 2 days, and the root crops 1 to 20 days, and the dried seeds also 360 or more. In most cases, there does not need to be an evident sign of spoilage. The food might look normal, and only after eating it or by carefully bacteriological and toxicological investigation, one is able to realize the defect. Some cases we know that the outside of the food or externally, it should be very good or normal one, and after we eating it or bacteriological or toxicological study, we can only realize that the food is become very bad or spoiled one or defective one. And the food decay or the decomposition is implied when the term spoiled is used. The causes of food spoilage, that is the growth and activity of a microorganism, and the second one is enzyme activity, and third one is chemical reaction. The first one is growth and activity of microorganisms, and different types of bacteria, yeast and mold that are microorganisms that may be caused to any food spoilage, that producing any various enzyme, that various enzyme is react with any food components, may be caused to food spoilages. Here I just mentioned the few bacteria that cause the food spoilages, that is Lactobacillus species, Lactococcus species, and Leuconostoc species. Next one is the enzyme activity. The action of an enzyme is found inherently in plant and animal tissue. Start decomposition of a various food components after death of plant and animals. Maybe some of the enzymes maybe that cause to any decompose or a deterioration of the food or the spoilage of a food products. Next one is the chemical reaction. These are reactions that are catalyzed by enzyme. Example, the oxidation of fat or exposure of ingredient, the food becoming deteriorate or spoiled. The other cause of food spoilages are vermin and physical changes. The vermin include the weevils, ants, rat and cockroaches and birds and the larval stage of some insects. Okay, these are the vermins may be caused to any food spoilage. Maybe in the seasonal foods we stored in our rooms or storage rooms. What happens? Some type of a insects or cockroach or rats maybe spoil the food products. The first one is the aesthetic aspect of their presence and the possible transmission of pathogenic agents. Some of the pathogenic agent that is transmit from in a one food product to in another food product. Also, the duration of a food product and the consumption of foods. And the last one is the physical changes, also the one of the cause of the food spoilages. These include those changes caused by freezing or burning or pressures, etc. These are the physical factors that also affect the food spoilages. We already said that the bacteria, yeast, and mold that is major causes of the food spoilages. They produce various enzymes that decomposes the various components of a food, and the mold are the major cause of food spoilages, which is reduced with the bacterial activity. These may cause to the spoilage of food product, mostly the cereals and the cereal products, and the bacteria spoil foods with relatively high water activity such as milk and milk product having a higher content of water activity. When the water activity increases, what happens? The microbial growth also increases, the food becomes spoiled. Next, the sources of microorganism in food. The primary source of microorganism in food include soil and water, and plant products, and the food utensils may be either improper washing or the improper usage of any food utensils or equipment. What happen? The food is easily spoiled, and intestinal tract of man and animals and food handlers, animal hides and skins, and air and dust. Okay, these are the major sources of the microorganism in food. In this slide, you can see that the natural decay of the food product. First one is due to dehydration, because every food product having different types of a water activity, different level of a water activity. Maybe exposure of in an environment or the long storage. What happened? The water activity level is reduces. Okay, that changes. Maybe we can see that the appearance and the texture of the food product. And the next one is the enzymatic browning. Enzymatic browning means due to environmental exposure and the plant enzyme uh, chemically react form pigments, which is due to the conversion of a polyphenol into melanin by the polyphenol oxidase enzymes. And third one is the oxidation process. Due to oxygen exposure, certain enzyme causes destruction of some nutrients like vitamin C and carotene and etc. So maybe this oxidation process producing in the vitamin content of the food product. One of the example is the browning of an apple. When we cut and open into exposure into environment, what happens? The oxidation is occur and the vitamin is reduces. And the ripening, due to enzyme which involved in the ripening process, can cause color changes or appearance like a banana due to the conversion of a starch into sugars. The factors affecting microbial growth in food, that is an interesting intrinsic factors and extrinsic factors. And first one is the intrinsic factors. These are inherent in food. They include hydrogen ion concentrations or pH, moisture content, nutrient content of the food, antimicrobial substance, and biological structures. Okay, the next one is the extrinsic factors. The factors are external to the food that affect the microbial growth. It include the temperature of storage, presence and concentration of gases in the environment, and relative humidity of food storage environment. In the next part of the food spoilage, in the part 2 video, I will give in detailed explanation of an intrinsic and extrinsic factors. Okay, I hope you guys are give an idea about the food spoilage. So thank you. We will see the next part.